Edge Designations, FDP Program, Introduction to the FDP Program. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Russell Jude, and I head up the FDP program on behalf of Edge Designations. Edge Designations is a prep provider in addition to FDP for CFA, FRM, and KIA, and of course for FDP there as well. The purpose of this particular video is twofold. Number one is to introduce you to the FDP program specifically for 2024. Okay, there may have been people that had looked at the FDP program in 2023 or even attempted it and may be looking at it again in 2024. So we will, when we say looking at FDP, okay, we're going to look at what's in the program as well as what the changes have been as well from 23 to 24. FDP being a cutting-edge institution related to financial data, etc., machine learning, and all of those new topics. Keeps completely on top of all of those. So obviously, period upon period, there are quite a few changes just to make sure that everything is kept up to date. Okay. And secondly, we will introduce you to Edge Designations and just see what we could do for you perhaps then as a prep provider for the FDP program. Just as a start, of course, there is our website address if anybody wants to visit and take a look over there. Okay, let's get going straight away. Okay, and let's take a look at the FDP program as a start. Typically, people say you need anywhere between 200 to 300 hours of study to pass this FDP exam. FDP, of course, stands for Financial Data Professional. How would you become an FDP charter holder? Well, first and foremost, you pass the FDP exam. We will show you in a second the FDP exam is now going to be sitting in 2024 in April. We'll show you the dates for that. If you pass that exam, hopefully everybody does, okay, submit certificates of completion for online class requirements. In other words, in addition to writing the exam, you've also got to do 2 online courses, okay? And obviously you've got to submit proof of that. The 2 courses are either R or Python, okay? And in those courses you'll do a basic and an intermediate course. Those courses are available either on DataCamp or on Udemy. You can do either one, but in terms of each one you've got to do 2 courses, okay? A basic course as well as an intermediate course, and either you'll do them in R or you'll do them in Python. Okay, and lastly, before you can become a FDP charter holder, you submit the signed code of ethics with 2 references there as well. So if you have a look at the requirements, I suppose that requirement number 1, passing the FDP exam, that's obviously your big one. Okay, let's take a look over here, and in terms of 2024, and I've specifically, okay, broken this down between looking at 2024 as opposed to 2023. Okay, and if you have a look over here, what they've done, what FDP's done essentially, okay, as we move into 2024, is most of the weightings have changed. Not materially, because the ranges, if you look at 2023, for example, weighting number 1, weighting for topic 1, Introduction to Data Science, it always had quite a broad range anyway. I mean, 5 to 12%. So those have been narrowed a little bit, tampered with a little bit, okay, but no material changes there really, other than, okay, the big one that we are seeing, guys, is in fintech applications, topic 9. That has gone down quite a bit from 25 to 40% to 15 to 25. So quite clearly that weighting, whichever way you look at it, has in fact gone down. What other changes do we see between 2023 and 2024, other than the small weightings changes as you look through some of those? But essentially what is quite nice, if you are perhaps a rewrite, or perhaps you didn't get to write in 2023 and you're writing now in 2024, what you'll notice is that the first 6 topics have all remained exactly the same. Okay, and if you have a look at the weightings for those are significant weightings. Okay, so a huge amount of the syllabus has remained exactly the same as it was. Okay, and some of the changes, and the truth be told, is that they are not material, huge changes that would look completely unrecognizable from the past. But if we do look then at topic 7, okay, it's had a name change first and foremost. It's now called Textual Analysis and Large Language Models in 2024, as opposed to 2023 when it was called Text Mining. And what do you notice? Of course, what's the difference? Why have they changed that? Look at the big change. Look at the words over there. Look what they've included specifically over here in topic 7, LLMs, large language models. You know what's coming, of course, Chat GPT. So one of the big additions then in topic 7. Again, most of topic 7 has remained constant from 23 to 24, but we've added in Chat, well, not me, but Chat GPT is added in, and that's obviously why you can see the slight name change to reflect specifically that it's now called Textual Analysis and Large Language Modules. Okay. Topic 8. Okay, not a huge change at all either. Okay, and again, when you look at the weightings, the top weighting has gone to 12%. So it used to be 5 to 12. Okay, now it's 8 to 12. So nothing too crazy there over there either. Okay, but again, had a little bit of a change over here in terms of its name. So if you're looking for it and you say, well, is that the same as it was? It is, but slight name change. Ethics, privacy, a little bit of regulation has now been included in there, so they've named it accordingly. It used to be called ethical and privacy issues, and that was in 2023. So overall, guys, not a massive amount of changes. One of the big things that have been added in is Chat GPT, okay, which is a lovely addition. Okay, I think that's very relevant, as are, of course, LLMs, large language models. That's obviously seemingly where the future is heading to some degree. Okay, and yeah, so that was a big addition. But what's nice is, of course, that the first 6 are completely the same. 7 and 8, okay, are predominantly the same. Okay, and 9, what you notice about topic 9, fintech applications, and we'll show you that in a second, quite a few of those readings have been removed, and of course that is in accordance with the lower level of mark weighting over there. It's gone from 25 to 40 down to 15 to 25, which I think is good news for a lot of people, because this particular topic 9, fintech applications, people didn't put too much work in there, and I think the reason for that was because it was a whole batch of journal readings which people only really got to at the end, and I'm not sure people put in the correct amount of work for that. Okay, let's take a look over here at the FDP study material, and over the page again we'll then have a look at some of the changes that have been put into the program. Okay, in terms of the textbooks that we use for FDP, there are used to be 3, now there are 4. What are the 3 old ones? I shouldn't say old, that's disrespectful, but the ones we used in 2023, we had Data Science for Business, a most fantastic book by Provost and Fawcett, an older book, but a fantastic book in terms of data science. Okay, another book which we used was an Introduction to Statistical Learning. Okay, don't worry about with applications in R, they don't use much of that at all. And the third book is Machine Learning in Business by John Hull. I'm sure everybody's very familiar with John Hull, his derivatives books, his risk books. What a fantastic, insightful author. Not that he needs my approbation. Okay, in terms of the 3 textbooks that we had in the past, we covered almost the entire book on Data Science for Business. We covered almost the entire book, if not the entire book, for Machine Learning in Business. Hull However, book number 2, an intro to stat learning, we only really did 3 or 4 of the chapters over there, so we didn't do that much of that particular book, whereas for data science in business we did most of the book, and the same thing for machine learning in Hull. Okay, what's the new book? There is a new book for 2024. When I say new book, it's not overly crazy, guys. We probably do, as you can see over here, probably about 40-50 pages of the book, but again, it's by Wolfram, okay, and the topic of the book is, what is GPT doing and why does it work? And that's obviously, there's ChatGPT for you in terms of the textbooks. We'll see there's another reading on it as well. And of course, okay, that is large language models, and that's obviously the addition then for 2024. That is the, if we say, what is the big one for 2024? Well, that is it, okay, and that is the new book on ChatGPT. Good news about that one as well. It's available free on the internet, so no stress over there. In terms of the additional readings, always FDP has provided us with two sets of additional readings. Okay, some of those which we used to go by the name the journal readings. I'll put those for you then on the bottom in orange, and we used to call these ones in the blue the website readings because they were generally available on the FDP website. Okay, and what's happened, as you can see over here, okay, that we've got a total then of 9 website readings. Okay, I think it's gone up by 1 reading. It used to be 8, now it's 9. But where the big difference, obviously, guys, then is on the journal readings. Okay, those have gone down, I think, from 6 down to 3. So that's obviously where quite a few of the changes have been put in terms of specifically when we look at topic 9, which was the if I just take you back a page, I'll just show you over there. Topic 9 was fintech applications, and again, just to remember, that is where a lot of the mark weighting was reduced. Where did that come from? Well, that came from reducing a lot of these journal readings, 6 then down to 3. Okay, so those are all of the, if you had to look at what is the total FDP syllabus, we've got 4 books. Those are the textbooks over there. Okay, in terms of those that you'd have to purchase, Provost and Hull need to be purchased. An intro to stat learning is free on the internet, as is the new reading on what is ChatGPT doing. Those you've got available, and then the additional readings, those are available on the website, the blue ones, and the journal readings there in the orange, available from FDP. Okay, over the page over here, and I'm still going to take you through in this particular introductory video through the changes that one can, the more detailed changes then from 23 to 24. Which journal readings you may have seen, which are in, and of course which then will have been removed. Okay, let's just have a look at the study tools that have been provided then by FDP. You've got some lovely practice questions, very valuable. You've got a sample exam from them and a study guide as well. All very vital resources to get you through the particular FDP exam. Let's take a look at the exam itself. The FDP exam, it's a 4-hour exam. Okay, not exactly 4 hours, it's a bit, maybe a touch exaggerated. The overall process is 4 hours, because the first 5 minutes you just sign your NDP, okay, your NDA, your non-disclosure agreement. Okay, 10 minutes you read the exam instructions. Here comes the big one, of course. 80 multiple choice questions, and you've got 135 minutes to do those. It's about 100 seconds, I think we worked that out. Around about 100 seconds to do every question. It's quick. Okay, so if anyone asks in terms of the MCQs, is that like a bit of a quick process? I'm sure a lot of people are coming off Kaya, because remember, FDP is really a sister company to Kaya, and a lot of people were used to the multiple choice questions in Kaya, which, yeah, was also quite quick. Same story over here, it is quite quick. And you've got to do 80 multiple choice questions in 135 minutes. That's quick. You've got to move. You take yourself a 30-minute break, and you come back to do the second part of the exam, which is a 65-minute parter, and that's the constructed response section. Constructed response, a lot of people say, is that essay as well. It's not necessarily essays. What constructed response is not multiple choice, but you've got to answer questions based on what the question has given you. Okay. if we have a look just very briefly at the two different components, the multiple choice questions comprise 75% of your marks, and the constructed response stroke essay questions then comprise 25%. That makes up your 100. You can see clearly there's a far greater weighting then given, of course, then to the multiple choice questions. Okay, and yeah, so that's where people tend to put their focus. Don't only put your focus there, of course, because a lot of it will need to be on the, it is still 25% of the total marks there for constructed response. Okay, when is your exam window, and why do they talk about an exam window? Starts on the 8th of April of 2024 and goes through to the 22nd of April. Reason being, of course, that you've got that extended time period to write within, which we call the exam window, is because there's not enough resources, computers, etc., for everybody to write then on the same day. And particularly if you're going to go and write at what we call a prometric testing center, okay, they've only got a certain amount of computers. You book, just remember this, guys, when you register for FDP to write in April 24, you'll also need to book yourself an exam at the same time. Just because you register with FDP does not mean that you're registered at an exam center to write yet, and you haven't yet booked your exam date until you physically go and do that. My suggestion, of course, is do that early, because the earlier that you do it, the more likely you are to get the date that you require. The later on that you book, well, then you've just got to settle for what available dates are still there. Okay, two ways to write the exam. Number one, option one, is at a prometric testing center. Just make sure that there is a testing center near your location, wherever you happen to be, okay, and that you are able to write it. You can check on the website, the FDP website, for that. Okay. Option two is you can write through what we call remote proctoring. Remote proctoring is you sit at home, okay, and you write on your own home computer. People often ask me which one do I prefer, and it's just a personal preference. I prefer the writing at a testing center. Reason for that, you leave your house, you go and you write an actual exam. They are more prepared for you. This is what they do. They're more prepared for you in order to write an exam, as opposed to and I'm just giving you candidate feedback that we've received as a prep provider in terms of the remote proctoring. Okay, remember, you've got to give them access to your computer. You've got to have cameras on you as you write, if you're comfortable with that or not. You've got to clear your office space or wherever you're writing. Okay, no books allowed, nothing like that. Okay, it's got to be a clear, clean space. You've got to make sure there's no noise for you, because obviously if you're writing in a home environment, you may have external noises. And of course, just remember, you've got to have a stable internet connection then throughout that period of the exam as well. So people have generally found that the remote proctoring a little bit of a challenge, more so than at a prometric testing center. And that's why we typically go for that one if you're able to. Remember, some guys will not have that option, and the reason for that is because they may not have a prometric testing center near them. Okay, in terms of passing this exam, a guaranteed pass mark is 70%. It might be lower, but they tell you that if you get 70%, and 70% is overall. Okay, so between the MCQ section, okay, and the constructed response section, you need a total of 70% over there. Okay, so yeah, you can completely outright, not that we advise this, of course, but you can completely outright fail constructed response and still pass this paper quite nicely. Okay. Results, you normally get those within around about 5 weeks after the exam window closes. So the exam window will close on the 22nd of April. I must say, generally my experience has been that FDP are very efficient with their results, and they come out quite definitely within that particular period. Okay. Just by way of introduction to ourselves, Edge Designations, as mentioned, we do prep for CFA, FRM, Kaya, as well as the FDP program. Okay, there is our web address. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Edge Designations, that's what we do, edgedesignations.com. And for the April exam, we are coming out with two specific options like we did in the past. Option one is what we call the revision and exam program. It gives you a complete set of not notes but revision notes. We take all of the 9 topics, we summarize them for you, okay, and we give you a complete set of notes then in PDF format. Okay, we then give you a complete set of videos, okay, in YouTube format based upon those revision notes, okay, a formula sheet, okay, and a formula sheet is very important in FDP. There are a significant amount of calculations and formulas, okay, as well as a full practice exam. When we talk about a full practice exam, okay, yes, that would include both components of the exam. It's the MCQ section as well then as the constructed response section. Option number 2, if you don't want the full revision option and the formula sheet, and you just want the exam that is available for you as a standalone as well. I always get from people, should we buy both? No, you shouldn't buy both, of course not, okay, because they're exactly the same thing. This exam and that exam, it's the same exam, so don't buy both. Okay, if anybody wishes to reach out and make any kind of contact, ask any questions, queries, concerns, that is my email address, okay, to which we will respond promptly. Lastly, what I just want to show everybody is just a little bit more detail. Okay, and we'll leave this to the end because some people have said, well, we've had enough of this video, we've got what we need, we're going to move on. Okay, those that wish to stay along with me, what I want to do over here is a little bit more of a deeper dive then into the changes in the FDP program for April 2024. Okay, as mentioned, in terms of the books themselves, there is one new book that was not there in October 2023, and we spoke about that earlier. What is ChatGPT doing and why does it work? That's the large language model section that's been added in for topic 7. As you can see, there's quite a few website readings. There's been a bit of a move around. Okay, quite a few of those are out. Natural language processing is out. The FSP, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning in Financial Services, is out. Okay, and defining DeFi is out. Okay, as you can see, FDP is very cutting edge. They really do keep to as much cutting edge what's going on out there as possible. What is the new stuff? Remember, we said 3 of the website readings are gone. Well, those are them. Okay, and we've got 4 new ones that have come in. What are the 4 new ones? Okay, as you can see, okay, one of them relates to topic 7. Again, expected returns and large language models. What a fantastic new addition. Okay, also not in October 2023, new now for April 24. Both of these relate to topic 8. Okay, the use of machine learning for credit underwriting, a lovely reading, and recommendations for regulating AI, another fascinating reading, both introduced in April 24, and a new reading for topic 9, okay, an evaluation of alternative multiple testing methods for finance applications. Okay, as you can see over there, guys, one new reading for topic 7, 2 new readings for topic 8, and 1 new website reading then for topic 9. And you can see what happened in the past. There were 6 journal readings in 2023. Okay, 4 of them have gone out. Okay, and we've got 1 new one. And you can see that brings the total of the journal readings all the way down from 6 down to 3. What's gone? Okay, let's have a look what's gone. Fairness measures for machine learning is gone. That was from topic 8. Okay, 3 have gone out of topic 9, and that's obviously where a lot of the topic 9 material has been reduced. Okay, robustness of mutual funds, investable and interpretable machine learning for equities, and some evaluating trading strategies. Those are all gone. Okay, and what's coming again? From ELISA to ChatGPT. Again, another an LLM, and again that goes to topic 7. So you can see a lot has changed in topic 7 with the introduction then of ChatGPT and the large language models. Okay, But other than that, a lot of stuff has gone. Some of the older stuff, as you can see over here, we've lost 4 journal readings altogether over there. So that's quite a bit. Okay, and introduced then the only real new journal reading then is on ChatGPT. The only new book that's been introduced is ChatGPT. So there has been a lot of new material relating then specifically to that. That then brings us to a close of this particular video. I hope people have benefited from it and have now got a good insight then as to what you can expect from the FDP program, okay, and from Edge Designations as a prep provider. As mentioned, if anybody has any further questions or queries, please, of course, feel free to reach out, visit our website, or send an email. And for those that are writing FDP in April 2024, we wish you the most amount of success.